people out there think that all games are kids' games, just like all cartoons are for children. And those people are what I like to call wrong. I'm Steve Tassi, the board game guy, and I'm going to introduce you to some good kids' games that won't leave older players bored to death. The Giftmas season is fast approaching, and a lot of people have been asking me for suggestions on family games. Now, the vast majority of games have recommended ages of 8+ or 10+, which technically makes most games out there family games, or kids games. Chess is recommended for ages 6 and up, but that hardly makes chess a kid's game. Age recommendations are important for determining whether a game can be learned by children, but you're wasting everyone's time if that is your only criteria. Leaving aside the spate of adult-oriented party games the last decade has seen, there are plenty of games out there, while simple enough for children to learn, maybe don't have lessons you want to impart to your kids, or themes you'd rather not expose them to. But seriously, there's a big difference out there between games that are suitable for kids and games that are good for kids. A good kids game is family friendly in its theme and content, doesn't contain any sophisticated concepts outside of the child's proximal learning zone, and relies on something geared towards the target audience's developmental stage. So fine motor skills, color or shape matching, memory, simple maths or literacy, etc. But it also needs to be a good, engaging game. A game may hit all the other points, but if it isn't fun, it's going to sit unplayed on the shelf. One of the best companies out there focusing on kids' games is the German company Habba. They produce mainly games that are all wood, so the components are durable, which is important when you're talking about products for kids. If you have kids as young as 4, you can't go wrong with Animal Upon Animal. It's a stacking game with oddly shaped wooden animals. Players take turns adding animals to the pyramid, and the first person to get rid of all their animals wins. If you knock things off the pyramid, you have to take those extra animals into your supply. With 5-year-olds in the house, try Rhino Hero. It's kind of like playing Uno simultaneously while building a house of cards. For the 6-year-olds in the crowd, Manza is a car racing game with dice rolling and color matching. Roll the 6 dice and move your race car as far as you can along the track by matching the colors you roll to the colored spaces on the track. For kids 8 and up, Orinoco Gold is an adventure game reminiscent of the classic arcade game Frogger. Players try to cross a river by moving their pawns across a bunch of logs that are making their way downstream. The far side of the river holds gold coins of different values, and the player who collects the most gold once all the logs have moved downriver wins the game. Now, Habba aren't the only people making games geared towards kids, of course. Many modern strategy classics have kids' versions that are perfect for turning your young child into an avid gamer. My First Stone Age is a kid-oriented version of the caveman-themed worker placement game Stone Age. Catan Jr. is a great introduction to probability and resource management for kids. Kids of Carcassonne is a junior version of the award-winning tile game Carcassonne. And My Little Scythe, inspired by the epic Euro wargame hybrid Scythe, was actually designed by a 10-year-old child with some help from Dad. Players move their pieces around a magical kingdom, collecting crystals and apples to make spells and pies. It's a competitive game, but you can earn victory points for being friendly. Now, one of the most popular kids' games at work, and it's just as popular with adult players as well, is Magic Labyrinth. Student wizards wander around an invisible maze trying to collect magical ingredients needed to cast a spell. This Spiel des Jahres winning game uses magnets and a maze hidden underneath the board to create the magic invisible labyrinth. If you've got kids at home to entertain, or you're looking to buy gifts for families, these games should keep everyone happy. I'm Steve Tassi, the board game guy, wishing you happy gaming.